Hey, it's Danny Laux, and today we're going to go ahead and talk about some triggers. Trigger foods, the things that you kind of really have on your mind at different times and you have a really hard time staying away from, right? I know that I have a couple trigger foods too. Now, when you have a trigger food, what's really important right now, especially for this challenge for the next 30 days, is to eliminate the trigger from your diet completely, okay? You have to get it out of sight, out of mind, get it completely as far away from you as you possibly can so you can be successful. And at least you really get to that point where you reach your goal, and then it's going to come to the point of how often can I have that when I'm trying to maintain, right? Which I know I did promise you later on after the challenge I'll get into more of the maintenance and other ways just to continue being healthy, and then you can go back to the challenge anytime you need to continue if a couple pounds do come back on. But it's really about focusing right now on getting the last 8 to 10 pounds off and feeling good about that. So avoiding the trigger foods, number one, maybe it is, for you, cheese or peanut butter or a certain kind of candy, something like that, right? Ice cream, different things. What are your trigger foods, okay? A lot of times it's really about that mental light switch again. So I keep telling you to go back to that post, because when you understand what your intention is for the next 30 days, it's really you reprogramming your brain to understanding that you just need to do it, okay? So when you feel that urge for sugar, you're feeling that urge for what your trigger food is, you are helping yourself avoid the trigger, okay, by doing a couple of things. What I usually do is I remind myself immediately of what my intention is and what my goal is. I immediately remind myself of how important it is for me to want to fit good into my jeans, and how important it is to me to want to feel that I'm not bloated when I bend over and I'm tying my shoes. How important it is to me to feel that I have that energy that I want to run around with my kids, teach my classes, all the different things that I want to do. It's important to me to know that I'm not dropping dead in the evening time when my husband wants to spend time with me, okay? So those are the things that I think about. And I also do a little reprogramming for my brain like this. I think, okay, well, let's see. That food right there is going to do what for my body? And if I think about it in that way, it's kind of letting me past the point of, yeah, but it tastes good and I want it, and turns it into, it may taste good for a second that I'm chewing it and it's in my mouth, but when it gets in my body, what is it going to do? It's going to slow my progress down that I'm trying to see. Okay, so it really is about reprogramming that mind and taking that second to think about it differently to help you. Okay, and if you have it out of sight, you're not seeing it, and it's not going to trigger it more for you. All right, and it's helping you to remember what is important to you and what you want to do. Okay, so the other thing that you can do is make a cup of tea. And when you make the tea, it's keeping your hands busy, okay? There's a lot of professionals that recommend this out there. You're making the tea, it's keeping you busy, okay? And then while you're sipping the tea, hopefully by the time you're done, the trigger, that thought has passed, because you're now focusing on what you need to do to stay focused on your goals and to keep your body healthy. Okay, so those are some good things that you can do to help you with your triggers. Okay, so what about cravings? What about those cravings? When we think about our cravings and we're concentrating on those, what is going to happen when we get to that point of knowing that we need to either give in or avoid, right? But there's two different kind of cravings that you have to think about. And when we think about our cravings, you have one where you could really be lacking in nutrition. So if you are lacking in nutrition and your body is really wanting foods and you're eating, okay, so let's say you're eating throughout the day and you're really not eating the nutrition that you need. You're having little things like maybe an orange here, a cup of coffee with sugar and milk in it, and then you have a granola bar or a candy bar, okay? Or you don't eat until dinner time, right? Your body might even be full from eating if you're eating like enough throughout the day, but if you're not getting the proper nutritional value that your body needs from the way that I'm talking to you about eating, with the proper balance of your carbs and your protein together every 3 hours, your body's still hungry. You're still starving for that nutrition. So it's very normal to have cravings then. Okay, so I want you to think about that. We also think about it as that your body is like still waiting. It's still waiting. I know I've eaten, but I'm still waiting for that nutrition. When are you going to give me the good stuff that I need to function the way that you want me to, so to say, okay? Then we have those times where maybe I'm bored. Maybe I'm tired. We all have those days. For me, my triggers come on when I'm getting a migraine. Sometimes I can tell because all of a sudden I'm craving these different things and I'm like, where's this coming from? You know? So I have to look at, did I sleep right? Am I really tired? Did I have a very busy day? Did I have an event? Did I do a speaking engagement that's making me more tired? What is it? Okay, sometimes just a night up with the kids, you're going to feel the whole next day you're off, you're craving, your body is just, you're tired. So there's a couple things that you want to make sure that you do at this time, okay? One, you either go to sleep, get the sleep that your body needs to help you, okay? Or you have to do replacement, okay? The replacement is a couple of different things, like going for a walk, calling a friend. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll start to pray. I go in my Bible and I'll do some extra prayer time. Different things like that, so you're pulling yourself away from that craving because you know it's not a real craving. If you're eating healthy but you're just tired and you're bored, or there's something going on, maybe for us ladies the time of the month, okay? Different things that you can do to help yourself stay on track to avoid those cravings, okay? The other thing that you can look at doing is, let's say you're craving some chocolate, okay? And sometimes when we're craving chocolate around the time of the month, you know, our magnesium can be low, calcium, different things like that. So if you are going to have chocolate, I usually recommend go for the dark chocolate. I've actually found at Fruitful Yields they have really good dark chocolate covered sunflower seeds. Those are good. I like those. But also I will get dark chocolate that is at least 75% or higher in the cocoa mass. Okay, so you're getting really good dark chocolate and you can just have a piece of that to satisfy your craving, and that helps. And think about some healthier options. You know, if you really want something that's creamy or cold, and you can do things like with yogurt. You know, you can mix up the yogurt, and maybe that's the time when you want to do that yogurt meal that I gave you. That's kind of like that parfait. And if you want something a little bit crunchy, you can add in nuts. You can even add in some healthier granolas. Be careful with that though, so you're not using too much. But it's just to give you a couple more options when you're really craving something like that. Some things that I also do is I take my shakes, like my Shakeology, specifically chocolate, and I make it into popsicles. So it's really like a fudgesicle, which is awesome. I'll do that. You know, so the different things you can do. You can add the unsweetened applesauce to different things as well. You can do once in a while frozen yogurt. you can try that. You know, I recommend don't go overboard with those things, but looking for some healthier options to help you so you know you're not completely giving into that craving, but you are at least having something that's better for you. But right now, remember, if you keep giving into that over and over and you're not following your principles, you're not going to see those 8 to 10 pounds come off in the next 30 days. Okay, so remember your intention and what's important to you. And it's really about the key of eating balanced throughout the day so that those cravings are less and less. And to be honest with you, when you avoid those foods and you don't have them as much, you start to eliminate that from your diet and you're eating healthy, it's a whole new world. I mean, the cravings, it's so much less and you just feel so much better. So that's something that I really, really highly recommend that you stay focused with your intention and that you're thinking about, am I just bored? Am I just tired? Find something else to do, catch up on, your sleep, go to bed for a little while. If you can go for a walk, go for a walk. If you're super busy and you can't sleep until, the next evening time comes around, then you're really going to have to come up with some of those tactics to help you. And if it's not in the house, that's pretty much one thing that's going to keep you safe as far as that goes. And making sure you just continue to flush your water, have some extra lemon water, and have your regular balanced meal throughout the day to keep those cravings down if it's coming from fatigue. Okay? All right, so those are some helpful tips for you for your triggers and your cravings. And again, let me know how you're doing with that. Comment below with the past couple of videos, and the next one will be on our exercise. I'll talk to you soon.